She is the CEO and founder of Victorious Life Coaching LLC, a certified business and life strategist, a certified Les Brown coach, trainer, speaker, a motivational speaker, and an Amazon best-selling author. She is passionate about mentoring and awakening the inner spirit and confidence of women who aspire to become heart-centered coaches and create profitable coaching businesses. She provides business and personal development coaching. She has had years of success empowering women to design their victory so they can live their dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming Valerie Priester.
Wow, thank you so much, Sensei. That was amazing. I had to stop and wonder, like, who is he talking about?
Thank you very much, Valerie. Thanks a lot for taking your time and coming to our show.
You're welcome.
Valerie, you are the CEO, founder of Victorious Life Coaching LLC. You are a certified business coach. You are a life coach or a life strategist. You are connected with Les Brown, one of the best motivational speakers of all time. You are an Amazon best-selling author. Tell me more about you.
Wow. I am, I came from this little girl from a southern town in Florida.
Okay.
And I started this whole journey being this little girl who always wondered what it would be like to be a teacher.
Okay.
You're Sensei.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember I used to line my Barbie dolls up on the couch and I would teach them about life. I would teach them about math. Math has always been one of my favorite subjects.
Really?
I don't know why, but that's what I
Okay.
And so I always had this dream of wanting to be a teacher.
Okay.
And coming from that little girl, that southern Florida town, and having that dream, I don't know if you know, but sometimes when you have that dream, as you grow up, life starts to hit, reality starts to hit, and you kind of lose the dream.
Absolutely.
For me, it was always deep within. It was a feeling I always had deep within that I knew I was to teach and to do something greater for people.
Okay.
And that's who I was. I was that little girl growing up with that desire. And then there was this time when I had an aunt who was very critical. I loved her, though. I looked up to her and I really, really loved her, but she was always very critical. She always said, you can't do this, you can't do that, you're not smart enough for this, you're not smart enough for that. And that kind of weighed on me a little bit and doused my dreams a little. But it also gave me fuel. It also fueled me to think that, you know what, I can be and have anything. And I held on to that.
Okay.
But it wasn't until I decided to step into that entrepreneurship arena that her words came back and said, you can't do this, you're not smart enough. And so that's when I had to dig deep and really, really get in touch with who is Valerie? And when I learned how to do that and really get to know me, the greatness that's in me, that's when I decided I'm going to change the trajectory of those words spoken over me. So who I am is the woman that has changed those words, and now I'm living that dream. Not only am I teaching other people, but I'm encouraging and impacting and uplifting and helping other people to really live their dream. So I'm living my dream as a result of that. That's really who I am.
So you actually try to rediscover yourself and the inner spirit.
Yes.
Good. So
I'm very, very deep in the spirit, right? One of the things that I cherish is really connected.
Okay. What do you mean by connected? If you could define that.
Sure. Connected to my source, my God. I call it God, right? I know people have different beliefs, and I never try to bring anyone into my belief, but I do understand that there's a higher being, there's a person, there's something greater than me.
Oh, yeah.
And so when I'm connected to that on a true
the creator, if I use the word creator.
Yes, of all, right?
Yeah.
When I'm connected to that, that's what lets me know that I'm being who I'm called to be. I'm being that person that has the greatness within her. I'm being that person that, you know, God has given me the gifts and the talents to be able to encourage other people and help them to really pull out their confidence. That's like my superpower, pulling out the confidence of other people, helping them to realize that they can do and be and have whatever it is that they want.
Absolutely.
So I have to have that connection, because that connection gives me the power to be able to do what I do.
So in other words, before you believe yourself, you have to believe in the Creator, so that it gives you more energy to do what you want to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And believing in something greater than me, right? Lets me know, and it reminds me all the time that it's not just me doing this. It really isn't just me. It is a force and a power that is within me, that lives in me all the time. And when it's released, then I'm able to impact the lives of others. So it's not about me. It's never been really about me. It's been about the gift that God has given me to share and to give to other people, so that we can do miraculous things, because we all have that power.
Exactly,
we can all
correct.
do that.
So the gift that you have with you, do you take that as granted, or you take the responsibility to be a leader, a speaker, and to change people's life? Where do you stand?
Oh my goodness. You know, there was a time when I took it for granted.
Oh,
there was a time when, you know, a lot of times when people recognize the gift within you, they're usually the first to say, you have a gift.
Yep.
And that's how it came to me. Is that I remember on my corporate job, I was working with 5 women. This was before I even started my coaching business, because I didn't even know what coaching was. And I'm working with these 5 women on my job. And one of the things that they wanted was to have a deeper spiritual understanding and a deeper spiritual connection.
Okay.
To understand who they were. Well, at some point in my life, God must have placed all of that in me, because I had an understanding of what it means to have this greater power within you, and then to be able to use it. So helping these 5 women really get clear on that, on who they were, you know, what they were capable of, and watching their lives totally change. They were the ones that said, you have a gift. You have a gift to encourage, to uplift, and to pull out that confidence of people, to help them do whatever it is they want to do greater things, to be better.
Okay.
And I said, you know, I don't know about a gift. I don't know about all of that, but I knew that there was something there. And so there was a time when, like I said, I took it for granted. And I said, no, it's no big deal.
Yeah.
And I think we often do that when we're dealing with our gift and our talent.
Absolutely.
We tend to think that no big deal, right? Everybody can do this, or everybody should be able to do this. And so I look at that as taking the gift for granted. And so there was a time that happened for me, until I really got clear on, wait a minute, there's something here. There's something here, because when I speak to people, when I encourage them and uplift them and remind them of who they are, I can see the change. I can see the light bulb that goes off, right? So I knew that there's something to this. So I prayed and I asked God, I said, God, what is this? What is this? And he clearly told me that I called you to minister. Now that scared me. That really scared me, because my traditional way of knowing a minister is in church, right? Behind the pulpit, being a flock of people. And what I could see for myself is that's not who I am. And that really scared me in the beginning.
Okay.
And I continue to take the step.
When you said that that's not for you, were you thinking that is more than what is expected from you, or were you thinking that you want to be beyond that?
I was thinking more like, is this something that, you know, that I could really fit in? And I knew that maybe the lifestyle of a minister in that setting was not something that I could see myself in, not a role that I could see myself in.
So it was beyond your comfort zone.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And so I kept thinking, this can't be it. You know, this can't be. And as I continued in prayer, you know, continued to dig deep, to seek for understanding and for guidance. God made it very clear to me, it's not about just being in a church. It's not about just being behind a pulpit. Every single inch of your life is a ministry. Every inch of your life, whether it's in business, whether it's in your relationships with your family, your friends, your co-workers, your colleagues in business. It doesn't matter. Every single thing that we do and how we be is a ministry. And when I understood that, that's when I started to really look at the gift and understand that this is a precious gift. This is something that I must take serious. So I, decided to jump into getting more training, really understanding what this is, the gift that I really have, and sharpening my skills to be able to really impact the lives of other people. And I take that to heart. I take that to heart. There were many nights when I would cry myself to sleep because I couldn't figure out, how do I serve? And I still get emotional about that. How do I serve people to change their life? And there were nights when I literally cried myself to sleep. This was at the beginning of starting my business and trying to figure it all out. And I couldn't figure out, how do I find clients? How do I find the people that will allow me to help them? It wasn't even so much about how do I make the money? Because to me, it's not about so much the money as it is about impacting the lives of other people and helping them to live their dream. And that's what would sadden me night after night and hurt my heart because I couldn't figure that out. And so again, getting help, right? I hired coaches, business coaches that helped me really understand how to structure a business around my gift and my talent. That allowed me to then open up and be able to help other people.
Wow. Valerie, you just told that while you were working with a corporate organization, when you were the leader, there were 4 or 5 ladies working under you, or they were reporting to you. And you said that you took time to coach them to rediscover who they are actually. Now, this is something that you lack in most of the leaders. The leaders, they just have the ROI. They want to get in there. They're talking about more of the money, but they don't take time to develop or grow the team members. But you were different. You actually took the leadership skills to understand your team, and then you evaluated where they are, and then you took your effort to grow them, to develop them so that they can excel. And once they excel, your group, your team, your business, they all excel together. So why did you think it's important as a leader to coach your team members?
That really was a part of what I wanted. For many, many years, having different managers and having, managers manage in different ways, right? There were managers that managed out of fear. There were managers that did manage looking at developing their team and helping them to be better. And so one of the things that I always wanted when I was working for someone else in corporate America and had a manager or a leader, one of the things that I wanted more than anything else was the opportunity for me to develop. Because knowing that I wanted to be in leadership, knowing that I wanted to be, in management, I was looking for that person that would groom me and grow me and challenge me, stretch me, right? To be a better person so that I could step into that leadership role. So I knew that when I made it to that level and I became a leader and a manager, one of the key things that I was going to do was that's how I was going to lead. I was going to make sure that I developed people and not just had them, follow my lead or be proud about being the manager or being the leader. It wasn't about that for me. And so I wanted to make sure that everyone that was working with me, I don't even like to say working under me, working with me, that I was actually grooming and growing them and stretching them and helping them to step outside of their comfort zone to know that they can be better. They can do and have whatever it is that they really want. That's how I wanted to lead.
Wow, great. Valerie, you've been a motivational speaker and you've been an author. What is the name of your book and where can we get the book and what is the book all about?
The book that I've written is called Awaken to a New You. And you can get the book on Amazon, right? And it was a small project that I did, and I keep saying small project, right? Because we tend to look at things that we've done and we don't always give it the grandness that it deserves. But it was a small project that I did to really help people understand how they can just change your situation, your circumstances, your life, just based on, doing some steps and doing some techniques and tools to help you really make a shift from where you are to where you want to be. A lot of people find it really hard to make that change. They don't know the steps to take. They don't know how to do that. So the book really helps them to walk through steps of making lasting change in your life. And a lot of that comes from looking at where you are and being really honest about where you are. Right? If you don't like where you are, you have the power and the ability to change that.
Absolutely.
And so the book really helps them to be able to do that.
Good. If I take you back to the very beginning of your career as a public speaker, what are the 3 mistakes that you did, and at a later stage you learn from those mistakes? I would like to have 3 mistakes so that my audience could also learn from the mistakes that you went through.
Yes. Ooh, mistake number 1, not being prepared. Not being prepared, right? Thinking that I can just take the stage and just talk about anything and, just give the audience anything. Well, that's a huge mistake, because what you end up doing is you really end up rambling, babbling, right? And you don't have a point, you don't have, something that you're focused on, and you really don't give the audience something that they can work with.
It doesn't matter how many years of experience you have. Each time you step onto the stage, make sure that you are well prepared.
You have to be. You have to be. And here's what I like to say too. If you don't prepare for it, then you are taking it for granted. You're not looking at the people that are going to be in your audience as an asset to you, as valuable to you, as worth your being ready and prepared. So that was my number 1 mistake, not preparing, right? Number 2 was not really understanding how to speak from my heart.
Wow. So you're talking about connection. You're talking about connecting with people, not communicating, but connecting.
Absolutely. It's a big difference. It's a big difference, because I can talk and give you steps, give you tools, give you techniques by the words that I'm speaking. But if I'm not connecting with you, that means I'm not speaking from my heart.
Absolutely.
So I used to, just again, get up and speak, and I would hold back some stories, personal stories from my life, because I didn't really want to reveal those things. I didn't understand that your story is what really connects you to your audience.
Absolutely.
Because there's people sitting in the audience that have gone through the same things that you have gone through, or worse. And when you connect with them and when you help them understand that you too can overcome this, you too can conquer this and change your life, that's when you make the connection. But that was one of the mistakes I did. Right? Number 3, I would say that really taking the audience for granted. Sometimes when you're speaking and you're not paying attention to your audience, you're just thinking that, oh, well, they're hearing me, right? They're connecting with me, but you're not taking the time to read them. I've learned how to read the audience. I've learned how to make sure that I can focus in on the people that need me the most, the people that I'm touching the most at a heart level. I can see it. Before, I was never aware of that. So I think I kind of gave you the lesson and what I learned.
There's the third one. I would say that know your customers very well. Know your customers very well. Get connected with your customers and make sure that you are prepared to get connected.
Absolutely. And know them before you take the stage, right?
Yep.
Know them before you take the stage, because if you don't know what they need to walk away with, how can you deliver that?
Absolutely. I do agree.
Yeah.
I like to talk more about mistakes. What are the 3 mistakes that you learned from writing your book?
3 mistakes from writing my book is, number 1, to be authentic, right? I was afraid of that. I think a lot of people, when they write books, even when we post on social media, when we write blog posts, I think we're afraid sometimes to just be authentic. To just tell our story. right? To let people know that I'm human. I'm just like you.
Yep.
I'm no different, right? I've gone through some of the same things that you've gone through. I am no different.
Yep.
So I used to be afraid to show that. I used to think, well, if they see my flaws, if they see that, I wasn't perfect, that they'll never hire me and they won't listen to me and they won't get anything out of this, right? I need to show them the perfect me.
Absolutely. Yeah.
As if there's a perfect me, right?
It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
No, but that's what I thought, is that I had to show the perfect me, right? One of the other mistakes would be really not dedicating myself to writing.
Okay.
Right? A lot of times when we want to write, we don't dedicate the time to do it. And it takes time, as with anything that you're doing in your business and in your life.
Yep.
You have to be willing to commit and dedicate the time to do that. So I would, kind of blow it off. Oh, well, maybe I'll write this week, maybe not, right? So I had to really hunker down and go, okay, you need to really set a schedule and a time that you're dedicated to doing this and you're committed to doing this. And I'm in a space where I can write and write with feeling, right? Probably the third thing was not getting help.
Okay.
Not getting help. Thinking that I can do it on my own. Yeah. Thinking I can do it on my own. So I learned, that we can't do all of this on our own. Even entrepreneurship is something that should never be done on your own. Yep. Right? Yep. You can't build a business being an island, a man on an island. And I'm sure you've heard that before.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You have to get help. And I think that's, one of the greatest things for me has been reaching out for help. So I've had numerous coaches. I always have a coach, always, because I'm a believer in my product. If I am a coach, I will always have a coach. And I've had different types of coaches based on where I am in my business and what I need in my business at the time. So there's marketing coaches, there's speaking coaches, there's writing coaches, right? There's just business coaches to help grow my business. But I will always have someone that I am allowing to teach me because I can never know it all. So I need to reach out and get the help.
So where do you place Mr. Les Brown when it comes to coaching and mentoring? What role does he play in your life?
Les Brown has always played a major role in my life. I've listened to Les for probably 20, 30 years.
Really?
And I adore his energy. I adore his authenticity, which is where I learned how to be more authentic. I really resonate with his story. I resonate with his heart. And that for me means a lot. There are two people that I really, when I look at motivational speakers that touch me and move me and touch me on a spiritual and a connection level, there's two speakers. That's Les Brown and Lisa Nichols. Those two people, every single time that I hear them speak, this no lie, Sensei, no lie. Every single time that I hear them speak, it brings tears to my eyes because I can resonate with what they're saying. I can feel it in my heart, not just hear it in my ears. I can feel it, and it gives me the courage to know that if they can do it, I can do it. And so for that reason, those two individuals have been the driving force to my motivation to keep going, to keep, going after my dreams and knowing that I can have this. I can have whatever it is that I want. Those two individuals have led the way for me and demonstrated for me how that can be done.
Wow. Now, with your experience in corporate America and being a motivational speaker, being an author, now you have taken that to the next level where you build up entrepreneurs. Now, what is your unique selling proposition or your unique selling point, the USP? Why do people come to you? Why do they seek your help where there are hundreds of other coaches? Why do they come to you?
Yes. I would have to say, my biggest superpower is pulling out the confidence of the women that I work with. That's my superpower. And when I pull the confidence out, I help them to really, I call it design their victory.
Okay.
So that is like
how did you come up with this name?
You know what? Just like my business name, Victorious Life Coaching, I had like a prayer that I asked God, you know, what should this be? And working with the prayer and really letting my heart feel what it needs to feel is where the Victorious Life Coaching came from. And then working with a marketing coach, where she really pulled out of me the thing that I wanted most for people.
Okay.
And that is to design their victory. Because I know that they can be victorious. I know that. I don't have a shadow of a doubt that a person who, you know, comes to me and allows me to work with them, they can be victorious. And I help them do that by designing their victory. And this is in any area of their life. I mainly work with women and new coaches, helping them to develop their coaching business so that it can be profitable, so that they don't create a glorified job, and that they really design it the way that they want it to be.
Okay.
One of the biggest problems for me when I started as a coach was I listened to so many people telling me how my business should be, right? How many hours I should work, how many clients I should coach, how I should coach them, whether it should be one-on-one or group or whatever. And I listened to all of these different people, and I tried to model my business after what they were saying. I even had some coaches that mainly tried to coach me on maybe your target audience should be something that's profitable. While that's good advice, that's not the only reason I went in business. So it didn't resonate with my heart, right? I am a project manager by trade. That's what I did in corporate America.
The PMP, what do you call them?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm very good at time management. I'm very good at planning, right? And so I had a coach tell me once, well, you know, time management's big. That's what you really coach people on. But that wasn't my heart. It wasn't my heart. So no matter how much I tried to make that into the business that I love, I could never do it because it wasn't my heart. My heart was helping women really be all that they can be. And so working with this marketing coach, letting her pull out of me, because that's what we coaches do, right? We know that the answer that you are seeking is already within you. And we help find it and pull it out. And that's exactly what she did.
Because we believe, we believe an assumption that everybody has got the potential within them.
Yes. And so working with her, she just constantly pulled it out. And she said, you know what? It's designing your victory. That's what you do. That's what you help them do. So that is what I do. That's my unique selling proposition. I help you really design your victory. I just took 8 women on my Design Your Victory Women's Retreat for this year. And it was absolutely amazing. Absolutely. I've had these women call me back, and they're changing their lives. They're doing things that they thought they couldn't do. They're stepping out of their comfort zone, and they're calling me and emailing me back and just saying, you know what, I'm designing my victory. This is what I did. I made another step and I'm designing my victory. And I had one of the ladies, you know, she has changed so much in just the short 3 weeks since our retreat that her husband's like, who is this woman? Right? What did you do? But it is what's possible for them. And again, that's my heart. I want to see that happen for every individual that comes in contact with me.
Now, I could notice something, Valerie. Your customers or your clients or your coachee are all female.
Yes.
So you have niched yourself. You have zeroed down saying that this is the niche that I need to focus on. So how important is it when it comes to coaching, when it comes to entrepreneurship, when it comes to business? How important is it to niche or zero down your customer?
Very important. Let me tell you. I spent probably 3 years going around in circles, trying to figure out, who do I coach? How do I, right? When I finished with my coaching certification, I came out, I was ready to coach the world. And what I tell my clients is this: while you can probably coach anyone on anything, because the skill of coaching is the same, but you can't build a business like that. So niching down is so very important. And I was afraid of it at first because I thought if I niche down, if I narrow down, then I'm going to leave a whole group of people out that I'm not working with. So I'm going to lose a lot of money. I'm not going to be able to make much money. But I learned from working with a business coach that if you niche down, you actually end up making more money.
Absolutely.
You end up being able to help more people. It helps you with your marketing because now you know exactly what to say in your marketing message. You know how to reach that specific group of people that you have a solution. And so when you're talking to them, when you're speaking their language and you're speaking the things that they're struggling with, they hear you and they self-identify. So it makes your marketing and everything a whole lot easier. That is the first thing that I teach new coaches is you really need to have an ideal client. You need to niche down. Who is it that you want to work with? Who is it that you enjoy working with? It's not just about, who is it that I can work with and I can make money. It's who is it that you enjoy working with? Because you want that relationship to be something that brings you joy and also gives the other person transformation in what they're really looking for. It's a win-win.
Yep.
It's a win-win. But if you center that all around, I just want to make money, right? Which is a horrible reason to get into business. You cannot live the dream life that you're looking for because you're always going to have to be searching for that next client. But if it's someone that you love working with, not only will they be attracted to you, you're going to be attracted to them as well.
That's true. Absolutely. Absolutely. You used the word after you were certified. Now, there are two questions that I need to ask with relation to certification. How did certification help you? Number one. Number two is it essential to go for a certification as a coach?
I get that question all the time. I would say certification helped me because it taught me the skill of coaching. So coaching is just like any other profession. Take a doctor, for instance. Right? Doctors learn the skill of medicine and helping individuals. Coaching is the same way. When you go for certification, it teaches you the skill of coaching. So I say, and I say this to all of my clients that come in because they are new coaches and they're looking like, do I get certified or not? What I tell them is, to me, that's a personal choice. Now, some people, they feel like they have to have the titles, the letters behind their names, right? All of that to make them feel legit. If that's you, so be it. But what I would say to you is this. If you know that you are called to do this, and you would know it because it's in your heart. Right? It's in your heart. So if you know that you're called to do this, it is most likely going to be your life experiences, the things that you have gone through and you have overcome, that you're going to share and help other people do the same. So will certification help? Yes, it will, because it will teach you the skill of coaching. Because coaching is very different from counseling or therapy.
Absolutely.
We'll learn that skill. But is it a necessity? I say no. Some of my best coaches that I've hired were not certified as coaches. So they had the experience. They had already built, let's say, a successful business, so they could teach me how to do that. Or they had overcome a certain thing in their life that I was dealing with and trying to overcome. Low self-esteem, right? No confidence. Those coaches were some of my best coaches. So I don't judge a coach based on whether or not you're certified. I judge you based, I don't even judge you, but I look at you based on, where is your gift and your help coming from? Is it coming from your heart? Or is it coming from your head knowledge? I would much rather have it from your heart.
Wow. Very
That's
powerful.
my interpretation.
Very powerful. Valerie, what would be your 3 powerful coaching questions that you would like my audience to ask themselves to grow from where they are, to find out their inner self and develop?
Sure.
3 powerful coaching questions, and which is very favorite of yours, which is coming from your heart.
My favorite is, do I like where I am? Do I like where I am? And when I say like, I mean in every sense of the word. Does it bring me peace? Does it bring me joy? Is it serving me to get to a higher level or to be a better person? Do I like where I am? That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two is looking at and being honest about this.
Mm-hmm.
What is no longer serving me?
Mm-hmm.
What or who is no longer serving me? And being real honest about that. Because a lot of times we get hung up in, I don't want to hurt someone else's feelings, or I don't want to cut certain people off because, you know, they mean this to me or they mean that to me or their family or whatever. Here's what I have learned in my journey of going after being a better me. You don't have to cut people off, but some people don't serve you. Some people will keep you from reaching the highest potential that you can reach for yourself. And here's the key. It's not that you need to cut them off. It's that you need to go after being the best you that you can be so that you can then return and be able to help them. You can't help them if you're in the same playground that they're in. And you know that that playground is not your greatest. It's not your best, right? So look at who or what is no longer serving you. Okay? And then number three, of course, what can I do today? What small step even? It doesn't have to be huge. You don't have to change it overnight because Rome wasn't built in a day. You didn't get in the position that you're in overnight, right? Your life circumstances didn't happen overnight. So what small step can I take today to start moving towards where I want to be? Those are my three key things.
Wow. Valerie, it was an honor to interview you. I won't call this an interview, but I would rather call this as a coaching session and learning session. And that's what we do with all the coaches and trainers and speakers who come to this platform. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Valerie Priester.